All right. Thanks, guys, for coming to our team call tonight. This is the start of a new quarter of the year. So we're entering into the third quarter and a new month. So Kelly's on vacation, good for her. And so she asked me to lead you guys in our call tonight and just to help myself and you guys get started right for this next coming quarter and for the month. But before I dig into what I'm going to talk about, Angie's going to share some awesome tips.
So Kelly wanted to start these calls with a little bit of what we do in our Cathedral Builder call, which is we start talking about goals and we start talking about some of the kinds of posts that you can have. And so she wanted me to talk a little bit about what Success Club was. The people that are on here probably all know, but that's all right, because maybe somebody will listen to the recording, especially people who are new. So Success Club is when you hit, you sell certain things like a challenge pack, and you will get Success Club points. And to be able to get leads, which means they give you people who are just signing up and don't have a coach, to be able to get leads, you need to hit at least Success Club 5. It's easier to hit 4 and 6, but 5 is possible. Being on this call will help you hit Success Club because we know you're digging in and you're taking time for your business. So you reach Success Club. The easiest and fastest way is to offer people the full solution, which is Shakeology and workouts. That's the easiest way. That'll get you 2 Success Club points. If they then reorder next month, a couple of them, you'll get 1 Success Club point from that. But the easiest way to do it is just to sell 3 challenge packs a month. It's really important to try to do that each month. You may or may not hit it. Last month, I didn't hit it, but I did sell a bunch of other things. They just didn't give me any points. But Success Club is a good marker and something to shoot for. So if you have any questions, please post them in the team page. We are more than happy to answer how to get there and how important it is, because that's just one of those markers so that you can talk about Home Direct. What? Oh, well,
do you remember my question yesterday on whether you can get leads and that you have to have so many?
So to be able to get, I can go into it a little bit. Success Club is just hitting SC6 or 5. Success Club's hitting SC5. If you want to get leads, you have to hit a certain number of, you have to have a certain number of orders on your account that you pay for each month that are on Home Direct. So even if you're only ordering Shakeology or Energize or like a performance stack for 1 month, it is a good idea to put it on Home Direct, even if you're going to cancel it for next month, because that way you just make sure you cancel it. So you don't have 5 bags of strawberry Shakeology you don't want, like Sarah has. Cancel it before it comes. But if you put it on Home Direct, it will count towards your leads. It goes into a whole bunch of volume stuff. I'm not going to go into all that. Success Club is the most important thing right now, especially if you're a new coach. 3 people, you help 3 people, you'll hit Success Club, and it will help you. That will actually pay for your own Shakeology then for the next month, which is awesome. Okay, that's what Success Club is. If you have questions, we would be very happy to answer them. Yeah, and if you do it on Home Direct, it'll save you $10 in shipping too. So it's a good idea. Just remember to set an alarm on your phone or on your calendar to cancel it. All right, now social media. This is another one of those things. We talk about these in our Cathedral Builder call, and to be in Cathedral Builders, you have to be an Emerald Coach. I'm not going to go into what an Emerald Coach is. Maybe Megan's going to do that today. I don't know what she's talking about. But engagement post is one of the kinds of posts that we do during the week. Engagement posts are posts that are things where you're trying to get more people to engage with your content on your social media. So a good example is, what's a good summer reading book? What's a new kind of show that I can watch? What's a good movie to see? What's your favorite movie you ever watched? The ones where you do like a show me your favorite movie in a GIF, that's, people love to do that. Or what's your favorite outfit, and you show them 2 outfits, where you're asking people's opinions and you're asking them to give you some feedback. Those engagement posts are very non-threatening to people, and because they will engage with them, then they will see your stuff in their newsfeed much more frequently. if you're just posting stuff and people see it once in a while, you're not going to get as much engagement, and they're not going to see your things as much because it doesn't look like they want to see your stuff because they're not engaging with it. So if you do a two a week, an engagement post of some kind, your stuff will get seen by a lot more people. And the more eyes you have on it, the more chances you have to build trust and to reach out to those people because they will see themselves in your story. And that's super important. So ask their opinions, find out their opinions about stuff. And it's fun. These are fun posts. These are not super serious, deep posts kind of thing. These are, what's your favorite cat? Or what do you like? Or show me your favorite meme, or what's your favorite episode of The Office, and post a GIF about it, or something like that. Any of that stuff. And those are the kind of posts that are going to show up more often in people's feeds. And then your other stuff will show up then as well. So super important, twice a week. Now back to Megan. Now it's the Megan show.
Woohoo! Awesome. I actually did not realize that people will like see your stuff more if they engage more. So you learn something new every day. Okay. So new month, woohoo, starting fresh, new quarter of the year. I love that Kelly encourages us to like look at the year in sections because, I think it's really helpful to consider your progress in that way, not just a month, not just a full year, but just kind of, in a couple months at a time. Cause I don't know, more can happen, but it's not a huge chunk of time. So anyways, what I want to start with, we're going to be using, if you saw in the event she posted, and I think we used this last month too, that starting your month strong document. Here, I'll put a link to it in the chat real quick. This document. And I kind of jumbled the pattern of the questions she asked for the sake of the way I'm going to talk tonight. But first and foremost, consider your wins. What went well for your personal journey, and what went well for your business? What growth have you seen in your personal journey, and what growth have you seen in your business? What goals have you reached, or which ones have you moved closer to? Let's just take a chance right now. There's not that many of us on here to just either type it, unmute, and share what some wins are from June. Jen had 8 SC points. Killa, that's awesome. That's so good. Allison did well working and filling out tracker. Consistency, great. Sarah Kroger hit SC in June. Ben Rank advanced. What up? Jen feeling stronger. Angie, I had 2 moms join who never worked out and who are doing it every day at 6 a.m. That's a huge win. Juliana, I've been connected consistently with my challengers, and we've built a great community where people participate without me prompting them. That's awesome, awesome, awesome. Sarah, got my challengers over to the app and they're posting there. That's great. Yes, these are really good wins. Good, good, good. Jake got a challenger, guys, all by himself. I didn't even do anything. So if compliance talks to me, he really does work that biz. That's so good. So good. Okay. So we're counting our wins. We're celebrating our wins from our personal journey and our business. And I remember kind of like thinking back to hearing people sharing their wins and realizing like, I don't even remember what my goals were. And so that's something I kind of wanted to mention at this point in what I'm sharing is like, in order to be able to celebrate your wins or recognize any progress you're making, you have to have first wanted to go somewhere, or you at first wanted to have set goals. So it's really important to set goals, not only because they push you, but because if you don't have a vision, you can't celebrate along the way, and you can't see the good that you're doing. And so when you hit that roadblock of like, am I doing it? Am I doing anything? Am I having any progress? You can have that data because you see where you were and where you wanted to be, and you can celebrate the in-between. Okay, so what challenges did you face in your personal journey and in your business? And what did you learn to do differently in July? So first I'll share kind of what just like an example. I really wanted the salted caramel Shakeology launch to like be amazing. Without even thinking, like when I tried to do this with the peppermint mocha, people were like $75, like heck no. So I was just so excited about it, and I got some yeses, and I was ready to have like 6 people in my group, and super excited about it. And I have one person who ordered salted caramel, and I had another person who asked for other flavors, and I totally thought she meant additional flavors. No, she bought 4 packets of Shakeology. She didn't buy 2 weeks and 4 packets. She only bought 4 packets of Shakeology. And I was just like bemoaning that to Jake. Like, all these people gave me their yeses, and then it came the day and they either ghosted me, or they were like, actually, I really want to do more research, or like, my husband just told me we don't have the money right now. And I was like, come on, and like, but I get it. And so I think that was definitely a challenge. Yes, planted seeds. It's a challenge that I face, but Jake made a good point to me. He was like, you really want to educate them on, Shakeology and why it's so good for them. And that's like the passion that you wanted to put into this group. And I'm still running it, like it's still happening. But it's a seasonal flavor. It's not something that they can get hooked on and have forever. And he was like reminding me, like, there's other ways that I can like put that mission forward, and I can, still do that. But maybe a seasonal flavor wasn't the best to get new customers necessarily. But it's a good opportunity to help my current customers maybe try it for the first time, because they're already bought in. They already see Shakeology, and maybe this is something they really want to try. So it just kind of, I was a little upset about it, and then had to like reevaluate and see how I could learn from it instead of just being like, oh, the challenges. So I just want you can either share them again in the chat and I'll read them out, or you can unmute and share them, or just write them down, just because I think it's helpful to acknowledge like what were the challenges that you faced in your business this past month in June, and then start thinking about what you can learn from that so that you can move into July and do things a little differently. Okay,
I can say it. I can say mine. So my struggle was I didn't hit SC in June. I invited over 150 people though during the course of the month. I counted them up. So I'm hoping that it will come to fruition in July or August, that those will be seeds that I planted, kind of like with your salted caramel Shakeology people. Like, hopefully it will be something that they start thinking about and it will come back. And if not, I'll just invite different people in July. But I didn't give up. And
yeah.
that was a win, even though I wanted to give up on Sunday. I was ready to just throw in the towel. And the other struggle was that I upped my exercise so that I would be running again. And I tanked I had to adjust my nutrition because I really hit a wall a couple times while I was running, and I could not run home. And so I had to, I got out and I couldn't run home. I had to walk home. So I had to adjust my nutrition, but I've done it and it's worked. I had to talk to some people, and I've never had to do that before. I've always been able to do it myself. So I had to talk to some people and get some advice, and that was good, because I can now help other people with that if they do those same things. But it was hard for me because I wasn't used to it. But I think with all of the stress with our world, as well as doing this, I think it just was too much.
Oh yeah. That's huge, because I feel like if I hit a wall in my workout or something, I don't think about like, or I know a lot, I haven't before, or I know other people must not think about, okay, I need to fuel my body differently to show up better. Not like, it's easy to get trapped in the, oh, I'm weak and I can't do this, you know? So like to be able to share that experience of like, I hit that place, but I just fueled better and then I felt better is awesome. I love that. Sarah Kroger said, all the ghosting in June, so many fence sitters who flat out stopped checking messages. Yep, been there. Jen had 3-day binge last week due to career issues, moving oldest to Texas, anxiety, but leaned in with my coach, Angie, and my therapist and came out of it and have been feeling better. Hormones may have been in there too. That's tough. Like, bless you. Good for you to reach out to people. I think that makes such a difference. Juliana, I've been very inconsistent about posting on social media because it was the last thing on my list, but I get more engagement and interest when I keep things going on there. Yes, 100%. I think that, especially with, since you're my coach, I know, especially with your goals, yeah, posting is going to be the key for that. Good point there.
Did you read Sarah's?
Yes, they did.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear it.
All the ghosting. All the ghosts. It's not October, people. All right. Jen, I found that I have to eat more to lose weight. Okay, I have found that if I have like treat days, like once a week, that I do so much better with my results. Joel knows where it's at. He's all about that treat day. Allison, ghosting here too. Need to make a list to fill my funnel. That's great. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so next question is, how was your presence in the challenge group? What is going well and what's not going well? And I wanted to say, like, when I'm not in a challenge group with all of you, so it's kind of hard to know what you guys do, but I noticed that, like, if I am not engaging on other people's posts, or like there's not a lot of like love going around, that people aren't going to show up. And I actually have had a challenger before who told me that she doesn't like to share in the group because she doesn't feel like anybody would really care if she showed up or not. And I think, like, us as coaches, like, that matters to us. Like, we coach because we want people to know they're not in this alone, and we want to help them, and we want them to know that we see them. So I think just committing to showing up for everybody's people is really helpful, to just, you know, it's not just their coach who's always loving on them. And, you know, making sure that you're loving on your coaches who are helping lead you to, is just to keep that in mind. To just, it doesn't have to be, I used to like get kind of wrapped up in like, okay, how like motivating do I need to be? But like, really, it can just be like, way to go. Like, awesome. It doesn't need to be much. Yes. Yeah. You have to show up the way you want your people to show up. Yeah, exactly. I love that. Like, are you showing up in your journey, you know, posting in your group, loving on the other people, engaging in the coach posts, learning the same way that you want your challengers to be? Because like, if your challengers are doing what you're doing, are they going to be successful? I love thinking about that. I think also something when you're sharing in your group, and maybe you guys do this already, but like when you log your Shakeology, every once in a while, I think it'd be a good idea to be like, my shake has been really helping me in this way, or I really love the way I made it this, you know, in this new way today. Or, you know, talking about your results or talking about why you love the workout or why you love the trainer that day, because I think it gets people not just seeing that you're showing up, but seeing why you like it and what you're showing up to do and why. So just some things to consider. We don't really have to like go through that one, but just thinking that like always remembering like am I showing up the way I want my challengers to show up, because also like they're not gonna show up if we don't show up. We have to set the example of like, this is what this group is for and this is what it means. Unless there's something, does anybody have like a challenge that they're facing in their group that it's not going well? We can try and support and give tips and help on that, but otherwise we can carry on.
The only thing I was going to mention about the challenge groups is, Megan, I remember you gave a testimony, your personal testimony, and then I did mine. And I don't remember how new that is that we've done that, but I've gotten some really good feedback on that, sharing our stories live in our groups, because I think the challengers get to know each other even more, and they feel like they can relate to each other even more. And you know, I think it's because one of the girls that reached out to me, she's not my challenger, she's Kelly's, but I just think there's a lot of value in that, so that not just your challengers are seeing you post, but I guess it just builds community, even more community in the group, where people lean in more and share a little bit of their testimony. I guess like the power of vulnerability, like helps people to feel like they can lean in more to the group. So.
Yeah, it kind of makes me think of like when you go on a retreat and it kind of breaks you down and you're sharing some deep stuff, like you always come out of those closer to people. So definitely agree with you there. Okay, so the next question is, how is your social media presence? What's going well and what is not? Just a reminder, like this is our advertisement. This is our storefront, our business. Like this is how people see us. And I know for me personally, like, if I'm posting about the things that I like that pertain to my goals, like, okay, I want to get more coaches. I want people to be interested in this salted caramel Shakeology. I want people to be interested in muscle burns fat. Like if I'm sharing about those things, then I can use those stories and those posts to leverage my connections and my invites and start that conversation about that specific thing. So I'm reading my notes. I think when I first started coaching too, I had that fear of like, just because I've heard other people say it, he's like super fussy. It's okay. Like, oh, I don't want my social media to be like all about me coaching, or like turn from like me sharing my life to like everything coaching. But I think there is like such a power in like everything that we do and everything that we share being about our life as a coach, whether it is us sharing like our homestead or our full-time job outside of coaching or parenting or, whatever. But, always mentioning like that you're a coach and that you do support people and like you're on this journey, because your social media is your storefront and it is your advertisement. And to just go all in with your social media to be like, this is what I'm about. And this is, if you're here, this is what you're going to get. And I'm here to help you. I'm here to inspire you. So I think it makes it easier when you reach out to people. So they're not like, wait, what do you do? Or what are you inviting me to? Like they know because they see what you're sharing. There's no doubt that you are the person that can help them. Definitely like embodying like who you are as a person and the things that you stand for and those 5 pillars or whatnot, but making like, this is like, I can coach you. That is what I do. That's what I'm here for. Can
I say something?
Yeah.
Can I say something? Megan, you have changed how you post even in the last 2 months, and you are much more bold and forthright about what you do and how you do it, and sharing your journey, your Shakeology, your Energize, your workouts, your everything than you've ever been. And it shows in your confidence in posting. It shows in all the things that you do. And it's been amazing to watch you fearlessly just go out there and just start sharing how it all changed your life and how you can help other people. And I think you're a really good example for how to post.
Thank you so much.
You've done an amazing, you've had a huge shift from sharing, but being kind of held back a little bit, to just putting it out there and really sharing all that you can offer to people.
Thank you. And, you know, it's been paying off, because I'll have people reach out to me and be like, wait a minute, like, I thought Beachbody was a bunch of garbage. Like, can you just tell me more about this? And maybe they haven't turned into sales necessarily, but I mean, if you've noticed a shift that recently, then like, what I'm saying is true, because like people are starting to just reach out instead of just, instead of me having to like, hey, I saw you saw this. So, what do you mean, like a magazine? What do you mean by that question?
It's a cover of a magazine. So like if you're going to look at your social media page, what would the cover of your magazine look like? What would the highlights and the articles be? So would it be 5 tips for a marriage, and what workout to do, and how to cook tilapia, or like, what are the things you would put on the cover of your magazine? And if you think about like, what would you have in your magazine? That's what it was the easiest way for me to wrap my head around what my 5 pillars were. Thinking about my pillars, I was like, I don't know. I don't know. But when somebody said, okay, so if you were a magazine and you were going to post, and your cover would be had this, what be on your front page or your cover of your magazine?
I love that.
And I made one.
Oh, you did?
I made, yeah. Because it was easier for me. Like I had little things all over, like, and I was like, oh, that's what I should be posting about, like homeschooling here, and this is my chickens, and this is my food, and like kids and family and that kind of stuff. And so, so like, what would the sections of your magazine be?
I like that. I like that. And then I also like considering like your goals. I think I already said that. Like, if you really want, you know, the whole form is at the end that I totally missed, is like reverse engineering your goals. But what I was going to say is when you set your goals, you know, and you're doing your daily behaviors of inviting and in posting, it's even in your workouts, to be honest, even in what you're sharing in your behaviors, it's so helpful to keep in mind, like, okay, I want to get this many people to coach this month, and I want to get this many people to try a challenge pack and whatever. So, you know, going into each day, like, okay, I need to invite people to this, because otherwise, if you don't invite them, you ain't going to get anywhere. So posts can definitely lead you to that. I use my posts, the people who comment or like or watch my stories or answer my polls, all turn into my Connects invites the next day. So I know some people think that you can't do that, but it works well for me. So, oh, this is another thing I wanted to say about that. When you're posting on social media and you're like thinking about your goals, don't feel like you have to do all the things. I listened to a call that Summer had one of her coaches talk about launches. And she was like, okay, so we have so many really good products. Like, we have so many ways to run our business, but figure out like, what are the things that have helped you the most and you are the most passionate about, and share about those things and bring people to that, because you're going to know the most about it because you love it the most, and you're going to help them the most because you can really share with excitement and dig. Someone's torturing you, Jen. So yeah, like if muscle burns fat isn't going to be your jam, like it's okay to not be super big on that. You know, pick what you're really, really passionate about. And then if you're talking to someone and they're like, I really love like really short workouts that are really intense, be like, well, this program might be really good for you, even though I really like yoga or something, so just don't be afraid to stay focused, because your passion is going to come through and you're really going to be able to dive in and help people in that sense. So yeah, just take a minute to like evaluate how your social media presence is. Are you posting every day? Are you engaging in your stories? And don't be afraid to do some personal development on social media. I know Bob Heilig always has some really good stuff about social media. He's one of my favorite people to get stuff from. Kayla Ibanez, I know, is one of Kelly's favorite people for learning social media. So if you're feeling like, okay, well, I don't think I'm getting a lot of interaction, or I'm not doing necessarily as well as I want to, go learn a little bit more and apply what you learned to your social media. I mean, I think it depends, Jen. Like if you are really excited about the stuff that's coming out, then share about it. I think you should like mention it. But if you're like, I'm not going to do muscle burns fat, I really don't care, I'll share, like you could share that it's happening, but you don't have to be like, I'm trying to get 15 people to do this with me because it's going to be awesome. Like, you know what I mean? Or like the bevies. So like if they're not, if they're not like something you're excited about, you could mention it because it might catch someone's eye. Or it might be something in the back of your head when you're talking to someone and they say, oh my gosh, I like every day at 3 p.m. I just hit this slump and I just drink so much soda and da, da, da. You can be like, well, actually I can hook you up with the bevy. You know what I mean? Like educate yourself about it, but you don't necessarily have to make it like part of your magazine. Highlight advertisement that month. Okay, so we're going into we started the third quarter. We started July. I was thinking about like, as we set goals, think about the season. So we're in summertime, like and then we're going to be starting the school year, which is insane. Like school just ended. So, when you're setting your goals for the third quarter, I think it could be helpful to think, okay, how can I help people this summer, like in the middle of the summer? And then how can I help people as they transition back to the fall? Especially like there's a lot of unknowns with the fall. How can I help people make sure that they're taking care of themselves the best? Because it's gonna sneak up really fast. So thinking about your goals in regards to the season really helps me, because then you can start talking about the things now so that people are getting familiar with it. And then leading up to it, you have more people ready to do your groups with you then. And so also when you're setting your goals for July and for the third quarter, July through September, think about like, where do you want to be in the fall? How do you want to feel in the fall in your personal journey? How many people do you want to have helped throughout the summer? How many people do you want to be working with on your team come the fall? Like, what do you want your rank to be? How much money do you want to be making? What's your SC goal for every month, or your volume goal? That helps me so that, every day I know how many people I want to invite, what I want to invite them to, so that by fall I'm making a certain amount of money. Yeah. Takes 21 days to build a habit. Let's use July to get there before school starts. Yeah. I think that's a great idea. Like helping people to get their habits set before the craziness of fall sets in. so that it's not just like, I just started this thing and now I'm just going to drop it because it's brand new to me. That's a great idea. Okay. We talked about everything that I already Okay, so also okay, so something that is really, really helpful for, you know, setting these goals. Actually, let's just take a minute and write our goals because I think that would be helpful. So go ahead and write down your personal goals for July and your business goals for July, as well as your personal and business goals for the whole third quarter. So up till September. And you can follow that question like, where do I want to be in my business by the fall? How do I want to feel? Or where do I want to be in my personal journey by the fall? I'm just going to give you guys 5 minutes. If you want to share them, go for it. But I think it's really helpful to have somebody like force you to sit down and write your goals down. So we're going to do that. Give me that pen. Oh. Maybe I should find some music. That'd be cool.
Jennifer, if you hit SC8 in June, why would you only shoot for SC6?
Oh, she
I don't like to be greedy.
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't want to be greedy.
Be greedy.
Okay.
Think of the people that you can help. Think of the people you can serve. Think of the people that you are reaching out to and take care of them. You could hit, if you hit 8 this month, you could shoot for 12. You do it.
But I only did 2 last month.
I know, you more than doubled. I'm not making you double.
Okay.
That's right. You're helping save someone's life. That is right. You are taking care of people.
Yes. Yeah.
Shooting for SC6. First who's already hit 8. I hit 2 this past month. I'm with lots of coaches. Oh, Sarah. Sarah says you should shoot for 14. And if you shoot for 14 and you get 10, bonus.
Oh, sorry.
All right, sorry. I just wanted to push you a little bit there because you already hit 8. It doesn't make sense to shoot for 6 because
I think people like when I go on vacation
that was
because that's when things happen.
While traveling.
Hey, that's nice.
Oh yeah, everybody contacts me when I'm on
moving
vacation.
people while.
Do you know when that bevy launches? Did you look that up?
It's definitely July, like 23rd or something, I think. I could be wrong.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah,
I can look it up.
Enrolled by MBF. Okay. Do you guys have your goals? Thumbs up if you have your goals done. I'll give you another minute.
Can we talk about NBF before we get off? And like all those dates and when things are, because I thought it was out at the end of July, and then all of a sudden I saw August 17th, and then, so I got all confused on that.
Yeah.
We can talk about it, but before we get off.
Okay. I only have a little bit left to say, and then we can dive into that for sure. Okay, so we're setting these goals, and obviously things like SC14 sounds crazy scary to some of us. So there are some important things to do to keep you focused and accountable and inspired, and those two things is being engaged and being present in our team page and doing personal development. Guys, Kelly does such a phenomenal job of making the team page just like home base, and we can really check in and check ourselves. Like, the fact that we have a power hour poll every single day, I think is really helpful, and that we can share our tracker on there. Like, it doesn't go ignored. When I look at that and I post my tracker, I see everybody's and I see what they're doing. And if one of my coaches logs that, like, I see it, so make that like your goal to show up, to check off the power hour poll. If you're driven by recognition, like I keep hearing that on the National Wake Up Call, these coaches who are like so good at what they do that they're being asked to share on our National Wake Up Call are like driven by recognition. And we have that. And it's okay to start as small as getting a shout out for sharing your tracker, even if it's imperfect. Just get excited about those things. Like, make it a goal to be on the power hour shout out and the tracker shout out. And then once you hit that goal, make it your goal to be on the SC shout out or the volume shout out. And then maybe you can, make your goal to be announced on the National Wake Up Call as a new diamond coach, or get shouted out as an emerald or a ruby in our page. If you're driven by recognition, like, use those tools and look for your name. And don't think that they're too small. And then there's always, the units are so helpful. I think that a lot of times we think like, okay, well, the units are for the new coaches, but they're not. Like, if you look past like unit 2, they're for everybody. So, if you're looking for answers for something or help for something, like, you can go there and find it, basically. There's so much in there. And then we also have, connections to other team pages too. One of the things that I've been loving is the call on Thursday mornings that Summer does, digging into that and learning from her. I mean, guys, she's like a millionaire in this business. Like, why are we not learning from her? So she always says, like, I don't mention my income, but like, we all know. So, yeah, several times. Yeah. So she just is like, she did it simply, and Kelly has learned a lot from her. So yeah, 9 a.m. She shares such good stuff in there. And then let's see. Oh yeah, ask for suggestions on anything. Share your invites or share a conversation in there, especially if you're asking your coach for advice. Like, what do I say to this person? If she doesn't get back to you right away, go ahead and pour into the whole team and ask for advice, because chances are people are going to have other ideas too that you might like better. So I think that's a really good way to use that as a resource. And then every so often we'll be sharing invite examples, or there's different trackers that people use. If you aren't a fan of the trackers that are in our units, go look under the power hour poll and see how people are tracking their business and be like, you know what, I can do that. And do that, yeah, just use look around in it, make it home, and use that for your inspiration and encouragement and resource. Also, hit Emerald and join the Cathedral Builders, because I know I've given a testimonial about this like 3 times. first of all, it's like the coolest club ever. Second of all, it's really easy to hit Emerald, guys. Like, it really is. It's really not that hard. It's 2 coaches, 2. You can do that. Like, they can be people who want to build this business and run with you, or they can be people who are loving their Shakeology and you think they deserve to save some money on it. Or your spouse, and you can cycle bonus. And I'm not going to get into all of the Emerald things, but the thing that's so helpful about Cathedral Builders is that it is so intentional, and you have to track your business, and you have to do your power hours, and you have to make your goals. You have to set your goals. Otherwise, you're not doing it and you get kicked out. And so, or you get FOMO, you know? Yeah, or you get FOMO. But we meet together and we share about those things. So if you're not doing the things, then you can't share, and it's pointless. So, I will say that it's really helped me identify the things that are getting in my way, because I'm setting these goals and I'm thinking, okay, why am I hitting them? Why am I not hitting them? And so because I'm being persistent with that and I'm being held accountable to that in such a like focused, intentional way, it's helping me like break past them. So I really encourage you to do Cathedral Builders. It's phenomenal. Okay, and then personal development. You have to have personal development. Like, we do heart work here. It is hard work. You have to have confidence and you have to have belief in yourself to go out and share that you can help other people, because none of y'all's life is perfect. Like, I know it. My life's not perfect. And so when we're going out and we're saying, I can help you, we can't be afraid of being imperfect, because we're not going to be perfect. And so to have personal development to remind you that you can do this, and to give you advice and tools on how to do this and how to do it well with integrity and with heart in the way that you guys want to do it, is so important. The hardest weeks of being a coach are when I slack on personal development. I've had my fair share of slacking. But one of the things that's really helpful to me is always having a book on hand, whether I'm consistently reading it or not. And then having a couple of my favorite podcasts available. So I really like Brad, Bob, and Josh. Josh Coates, Bob Heilig, and Brad Vizek are like my go-to podcast guys. And these are very specifically like professional development. And I think that's really important that you do professional coaching development at least a couple times a week if you're doing like a devotional or something for your personal development. Because I think there is something to say about like if you're having personal conflicts over like your fears of being enough or whatever, like you need to combat that. But having like the professional, it's also going to pour into that. They kind of mix with these guys. It's good to always have both, in my opinion. But yeah, if you're struggling with personal development, the thing that's helped me the most to be consistent is putting it on my tracker and having it as something to check off. And so if you guys have recommendations, you should share them in the team page so that we all go to the team page and, are present in the team page and we see those recommendations. But yeah, that's everything that I have. We can talk about the launches. Do you want me to pray us out and then stay on and talk about it, or do you want to talk about it on the recording?
Just in case anybody else has questions too, just real quick. Anybody that's like listening to the recording also. Yes. And so, so if we're launching on August 17th for challengers. No. Okay. That's where it said on. August 17th.
It's August 27th for challengers. For everybody is to August 27th. So I pulled it out.
You're talking about Muscle Burns Fat Advance because it's July 20th.
So the bevies are out July 13th.
Yeah.
Virtual Summit is July 13th to the 18th.
Okay.
And then Muscle Burns Fat is out which is on July 7th, and all available to everybody on July 27th.
Okay. Okay. I was on my newsletter I got in the mail. It said August 27th.
Muscle burns fat advanced.
It's July 20th.
Oh, that's the advanced.
Oh, that might be the advanced one. I don't know.
Okay. That's what it is. Okay. So good. So it's July then that people can start signing up.
VIP early access though is July 7th
For coaches.
for us.
Okay.
So any discount coach you have can use that as well.
Oh, I didn't think about that. That's a good point.
Okay.
I think
So
it's interesting you can do the program before it like
they
launches.
can.
Jennifer, I can't hear you. Is it me or is it her?
It's her.
I'll let them know. It's you.
What did you say, Jen? Oh, yeah. So anybody who's is a discount coach or a regular coach can buy it on July 7th. So, and they can do the sample workout until then, over and over again. I don't know if she's going to come out with a pre-workout like they did before Lift 4 and they did for Morning Meltdown where she released some of them. I don't know what their schedule is, but I pulled it up on the Beachbody page just to see what it said. So
Yeah, and then they're going to also do a sample of Muscle Burns Fat Advanced too.
okay, yeah, I don't have that one on here. I only have what's on the Team Beachbody 411 page.
I was reading it today, so it'll be interesting.
Okay.
Any more questions?
No, this was great. This was really helpful, and it's good just to go through this stuff again and again and again. So even if you've heard it before and heard it 100 times, it's good to hear it again because you learn something new or you hear something new. So I think that's great.
Sweet. All right.
Sarah wants to know about your pregnancy program.
Oh, you will find out
so
soon all about it. I will be honest, test groups are hard work. I did not do all of the things I was supposed to do because life happens.
All right, so soon we get to hear about the Beachbody's new pregnancy or postpartum workouts.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's going to be good for all the people who, it's honestly like good for people who are looking for like PT. Even if they're a dude, they probably could do it. So it's it's going to be a really great resource for us to have.
Awesome.
Anyway, let's pray.
Right.
Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this community. Thank you for this opportunity to lead. And thank you so much for just giving us this opportunity to serve your people, to grow together. And Lord, we just ask that you bless our goals that we have set, guide our paths, give us your eyes to see ourselves and those that we serve as you see us and as you see them, so that we can love ourselves well and we can love others well and we can do this job with confidence. And Lord, I just ask that you help us have a restful night and a peaceful month and next quarter. And we ask this all in your most holy name. Amen. Anyone ordered a challenge bag? Oh, yeah. Truth. 50% off Muscle Burns Fat.